An area beyond trees where we see a child. I think there's Cupcake right there beyond that tree. We see a child. Everybody is screaming for Cupcake. It appears that she has been found beyond these trees here. Officers are centered around her right there. We are going to give you the best view that we can, but we have all sorts of cheers from the people who have been out here, as well as family members who tell us that this is indeed Kamille Cupcake McKinney. Just tears of joy from all people here who have been watching this. I'm going to let you listen in.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. Cupcake. Oh, God, yes. Thank you, Lord.
If you can hear that emotion in everyone's voice here, just a lot of excitement that there is a positive outcome. It appears in this case. We are waiting for official police confirmation, but we did see a child and lots of cheers from the front of this apartment complex in near the area where we saw all of those officers going into that apartment complex. I can see a child. It does look like Cupcake.
Our officers came to this area, cornered it off. We did a thorough search of the location, all apartments and all vehicles in the parking lot, and we have not located the young lady. We want everybody to understand, please understand, we are still searching for her. And it's our belief that, you know, we did hear the crowd cheer. There was some misinformation because there was another young lady at that complex that was approximately the same size.
Just tears of joy from all people here who have been watching this. I'm going to let you listen in.
iCkEdMeL on the check-in. What a frustrating day Wednesday was for a lot of people. Cupcake was not found. A lot of conflicting reports amongst the media, police, people in general. I wanted to talk about the two suspects that are in custody. By the way, if you haven't done so, do me the favor and like my Facebook page. I'd appreciate that. It was reported that Cupcake was taken in a dark SUV by a black man, and initially they said a white woman. So that's where the surveillance pictures of this man and the car and the Toyota was seen. And what happened was neighbors saw it parked in their complex and they called 911.
The man, Patrick, and his, I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend or whatever, have both been arrested, but they have not found the little girl yet.
Police identified Patrick Stallworth and Derek Brown as the persons of interest.
And they were my downstairs neighbors in the same building with us and everything. They've been living there about a month now.
So that blue Toyota 4Runner that they've been flashing on TV,
that is definitely his.
Some side notes. According to SandraRose.com, the police chief stated that Cupcake's missing wasn't reported for several hours by the family and that cost precious time. The two suspects are denying involvement.
And that detectives interviewed both subjects in relation to the disappearance of McKinney, but it wasn't for kidnapping.
And it's possible that Cupcake's being moved around through multiple locations. Now, the grandmother Sharon feels that these two suspects have the answers or know something.
Thomas says the two are the link in finding Cupcake.
I wish they would tell where my grandbaby is. I just wish they would talk.
She also had this message for whoever has Cupcake.
Please give her back. She's the joy of our life.
There have been a lot of allegations, like people saying the mother wasn't at the party, the father the ransom, or that he owes certain people money. But these two suspects are interesting, Patrick and Derek Arisha. This guy, well, what happened was they were taken into custody, and I believe police can only hold them for a certain amount of time. So they found these other charges to keep them longer.
Evidence was obtained that allows our detectives to obtain warrants for both individuals that we have in custody.
Stallworth was arrested and charged with 4 counts of possession of child pornography and 3 counts of possession of child pornography with the intent to distribute.
Now, it's important to note that police stated these charges are unrelated, but they're obviously using this to keep them locked up and questioning them. Patrick allegedly not only had this illicit stuff on his phone, which is disturbing, but the intent to distribute caught my attention too. Distribute it where? What exactly was he doing with this stuff on his phone? Now, Arisha Brown, she has an interesting past too.
Brown was originally charged with kidnapping.
Have these two, have they ever been arrested before? And if they were, can you tell us what that was?
I don't have their complete history with me.
But we did some digging and found out that Brown was charged in 2018, arrested with kidnapping her very own children at gunpoint.
2018. Arisha Brown. A little bit more information on that situation. Brown was charged with 3 counts of first-degree kidnapping, second-degree assault, attempting to elude, and 4 counts of reckless endangerment after she took 3 of her children from a foster home at gunpoint after she lost custody of them. Court documents indicate the kidnapping charges were ultimately dismissed last November, but a grand jury in Jefferson County indicted her on 3 kidnapping charges, and the case is still pending in court.
Our investigation thus far, we're unable to gather pertinent information on the location of Kamille.
As far as Wednesday, they received what they deemed to be a credible tip. They went out there, they taped off the area, they had SWAT, they checked apartment to apartment, they checked vehicles. People from the community were standing out there, I heard, for 3 hours, and there was the major thing where everybody was excited because they thought they found Cupcake, and then there was a huge disappointment, and it turned out to be some other girl, and there was a mass confusion because there was the ambulance, and I believe the girl was taken to the ambulance, and the ambulance was driving off, and people were waving and excited, thought that that was Cupcake, and apparently it wasn't. And it's just this huge unfortunate situation. Crime Stoppers boosted the total reward money to $25,000. Included in the total is $5,000 from the state of Alabama and $1,000 from a private citizen. Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. I am completely exhausted. Cupcake has been missing since October 12th. And it's just crazy to think that she's been gone all this time. And I mean, everybody's looking. The community is looking, I guess. Seems like it. She must be being hidden somewhere indoors. Somebody's got to know something about this. And I've seen people trying to take advantage. I've heard of people starting GoFundMes and like opening it up on their fake accounts and shutting it down and cashing out. All this drama online, and at the end of the day, the one that's suffering is that little girl. So I hope they find her, man, and then once she's found, they get to the bottom of what caused all this. How did they get to this point with this little girl of her being taken from this party? Peace.
I see potential subscribers.